Diko Graphics skills with creativity.
Please consider subscribing to our YouTube channel and click the bell to be notified when we post new videos.
Yeah, good evening, guys, and welcome back to the Diko Graphics design training. This evening, I want to show us that we can make a 3D logo on our Android smartphone using our Pixellab. Basically, I want to just give us a tips on how to use this particular mockup. So I'm somehow interested in this particular mockup and how you can retain your color in this particular design. So I've been giving a much of tutorial regarding this, but today many people are still finding it difficult to use the markup. So I'm going to show you the easiest way on how you can do this. First thing is to just come up with this particular design, and after we make the design, then we can go on with other things. So the first thing we're going to do is to carve out a logo. So I'm not using logo here, I'm not making any logo, but I'm going to show you how you can just come up with logo. You select this kind text. The background that we are using is square size. Then we go to our font, then we choose word fonts, word best font. This is it. So this one is giving me the variety of logo. So let's take it for instance, I want to create music television logo. So I've seen one, so I will just delete the whole thing, then type the one that is having the logo of what I want. So not this one. So I'm going back to it and still check. Let's say ABC. Out of ABC, I should be able to see one. I didn't see it. The EF. Then I will check EF. I didn't see anyone. EF. So let's look at GHI. So let's look at this one, whether I can see the one I want. I didn't see it. So what I will do to make the work easier, let me just go and reselect with this particular one. So I'm going to this. Then if I look at it, I've seen it. So it shows that the third one, that is the one I really wanted. That is W. So I'll type W, then check it, and this is exactly what I'm looking for. So now that I've got it, which is music television, so I will hide this because it will be the brand name. So I will type on anything like this. I will hide this somewhere, or better still, if I don't want it to change from the text that it is, what I will do is this, but it cannot happen. Let's see whether I feel cut it with my mask so that so that the image, I mean the text, will still remain the text, not an image. Because if I cut it out automatically, then it will no longer be a text anymore. So let's check. We just take our time. So very good. Remain small. So at this juncture, we'll position this here, but this one will come. So now we were able to remove that. So now that we've done that, then the rest magic are still there. Don't worry. So what I'm going to do right now, I will go to the shape, then carve out this particular shape. I will use my relative position. Then after using that, I will go to the gallery, use it as a texture. So I'm going to give this particular color. So you can rotate it exactly like this. Now crop it a little, then position it, stretch it out to look exactly like this. If possible, we can adjust. So there is an error, let me rectify that. So rotate it, so let it be like this. Then let's cut out this mouth, let's cut out this side. So position, stretch it. Very good. So this is actually cool. So as it is now, or better still, I don't want that to show. I don't want it to show this way. So let me still readjust. So rotate. So let pick only one particular side. So we are bringing it down here. Bring it this one here. So let's check. Yes, I don't want anything to show at the edge like this. Very good. So let's leave it this way. Let's leave it this way. It's actually cool like this. So now the next thing that we're going to do, we are going to type letter E. Let's type letter E. So after typing letter E, we are going to our gallery. There is a font here. We'll call it a golden font. This is it. After downloading, you will got this result. So when you type it, you will get this particular frame. You can see. So this is the frame. So we are going to position the frame at this spot. So you can actually see. So we can use our relative position to position it well. Then you can see that this is actually good. So the next thing that we're going to do, we are going to our shape. We carve out another shape. We go to the color. We give it a black color. Just click on plus sign and you move it like this so that it will be too dark. So after that, you click OK. Go to the opacity. Reduce the opacity for you to see the measurement of the one below. So after that, we are going to reduce to this particular size. So you can see we are going to reduce it to this particular size, but it must not go out. So after reducing it, we can centralize at this juncture. Then we'll go to opacity again. Go to opacity. Then the next thing to do is to bring it to come underneath. So you can actually see. So after that, the letter E will be given a golden color as well. So we are going to our texture. Then we rotate it exactly the way we are doing. Crop it a little bit and don't let the edge show there. Then we are going to click on it. Then after clicking on it, let's stretch it and see how it looks. I don't want it to look exactly like this. You should be able to know how to scale your font very well if possible. So let's look at it this way. So it means the one at the bottom is actually rhyme with the one at the top, which shouldn't be big. So let's use the second one and see how it will work. Yeah, so this is actually okay. As you can see, this is actually okay. Very good. It's actually okay. So now I'm dealing with the second one. Which is this one. So I'm going back to my texture. So I'm going back to the texture. So I'm getting to the texture. That's I'm clicking on it. Then I'm going to rotate again. So rotating here, I'm going to position this at this particular area. So click weapon. So to look at how it's be. So if possible, preferably we are going to adjust this O1. Very good. So we have to adjust this to make it more okay. So interesting. I want to reselect the texture. The texture should be reselected. Then should be from where? Just from here. Then the next thing is to cut them, then position. So this is actually okay. This is exactly what I want. Then we can increase this a little bit so that at least there will be a space, breathing space in between them. So after you're able to select that, then we have to edit fast. So we'll position this very well. So I don't want anything to show at the back. So I will just manually adjust this particular area. Here you can see. So good. So now that I'm able to draw out this, I have to merge everything together. Merge it into, sorry, I can't merge everything. So it means I have to recheck. Yeah, I can't match the last one because that is what I've been keeping. So the next thing I'm going to do is to unhide this, then bring it to the front. So I will be able to position this inside. So you can actually see. So I'll be able to position inside. So I'm going to my font, to the gradient again, just rotate, then you crop as usual, exactly like this. Then we are going to position it. Then you can see that everything is actually long. Just look at it. So after we're able to come up with all this, then we are going to merge it together. So merging it together exactly like this. So you can see this has been plumbed. So we have music television, music television, sorry, music television. Very good. So now we have to determine the kind of font are we going to give this. So I'm going to my gallery. Yeah. So getting to the gallery, I'm giving it go bold. Then I will give it bold it a little bit. So and that will be will be the font that we are going to use for the brand name. Now after getting this, then the next thing that we're going to do is to copy. After copy it, then we are going to the color, give it a black color. We go to it and hide it. You see, we turn off the color again. So we click OK. Now we'll go to where our stroke is. Then we enable the stroke, increase the stroke like 6 or 5. Let's say 5. So now we'll keep it. So we'll now go to our texture, go and select the golden texture. We rotate, then we crop as usual so that it will have a shape. So after position, then we turn on our mask. So is it okay like this? No, I don't want it to be like that. The lighting part should be at the middle. So it means I have to just center my attention on one particular light area. So I will use this. Then after that, scale it out. Then yes, very good. This is exactly what I want. So let it rhyme like that. Then the next thing I'm going to do, I will now position this here. You can actually see I'll position it here. So you can see how it look. Very, very good. So let me make this one to be lighter a little bit by going to reduce, by reducing it. Let it be 4. So this is actually plan. So the next thing I'm going to do, I want to increase the size of this. So I'm going to increase to something like 90. So this needs to be increased to 90 as well. So after that, I will use my relative position to put a justification into this. So I will repeat the same thing here. Use my relative position. So after that has been done, then the next thing I'm going to do is to go to my gallery and put I'll go to my gallery, go to the download and bring the shape that I want to use. So I'm bringing this shape. So actually you can actually see, you can see all these shape one after the other. So now I've seen the one I want to use out of the whole thing. So I'm going to the eraser. So I'm going to cut them out one after the other so that I'll be able to use the one I want. So I'm cutting it out. Why am I using this method? You might be looking at it that we will just erase it and do this. I don't want it to lose quality. Those are the things that we did not understand. And at the end of the day, when we finish all our work, it won't be as sharp. It won't be as sharp as we want. So we won't know what to really So at times the process of cooking your own logo might be the causes of losing the quality along the line. You don't merge unnecessarily. You make sure that if I cut it out, if I want to even crop it right from the beginning, I will crop it. So can you see automatically the thing was there without losing quality. So if I want to crop it, I will crop it right from where I was bringing it from. But I know directly that it will lose quality. So and I don't want it to lose quality. That's why I put it that way. So now this has been centered. You can see the magic. So now that I have this, I don't want the quality and anything to be lost. So I have to hide the two. Now, what is the essence of doing this? Because I want to put the slogan. So that is the choice of the viewer. The choice of the viewer. Choice of the choice of the viewer. So you can actually see it. So now we are going to give this a particular, so let me give it this. I'm maintaining the same font, the same Pixellab font. So I will crop it very well, then I will reduce it very well, then position it here. So now we have this, you can see. So I can give this another, so let me center. I don't need to center because it's escaping, doesn't accept center. So I will position it there. So very good. So as it is now, the next thing I will do is to, I have to give this. I'm thinking of giving another color to this. So let's do something that will make it more okay. So let's carve out a shape and put it here. So the shape will now be the one that will carry something. I'm going to do something like emoji here. So what I'm going to do is to I will click OK, send it to the back. Good. So now I will go and give it a black color. Very good. So let's look at it. It's actually okay. It's okay. So let's increase or reduce the size of the to 30. This is okay like this. 31 is okay. So now after getting this, then the next thing we are going to do, we need to copy that shape. We have to copy the shape. Then after copy the shape, then the next thing is to go back to our gallery. We reduce the opacity and we increase the stroke by 3%. So after increasing the stroke, then we'll go to our texture. So we'll go and apply texture, rotate, then we try to crop a little bit, position to the center very well, then we'll crop. It won't take it, you need to go to the color and remove the color for it to show. So now it has appeared. So what we are going to do, we need to position this. So we have to increase a little bit. So we'll move it to this particular edge. So we can reduce to position it there. So it serves the work that we want it to serve. So we can increase it back. So let's use adjust manually. So that the thing will serve as a kind of stroke. So now everything is actually plumb. The next thing to do is, you see I didn't merge anything. The next thing to do is to just save with transparent background. So after saving it, so welcome back guys. So now the design we made in our Pixellab, I want to show you how you can present it on a mockup. The mockup we are going to use is wooden mockup. This is Photopea website. Click open from computer. Click from file. Locate where you have the mockup. Make sure you download the mockup and save it, move it to your drive. If you do that, you don't need to re-extract again. Now, this is the wooden marker we want to use. We are not retaining color alone today, but I'm going to teach you how you can use this particular markup. If you're having any issue with it, you'll be able to know how to solve that. And one thing is that if your own, if you are using a Photopea and it doesn't bring the layer, just worry less. What you will do is that just turn it to open it in the desktop side, open it in the desktop view. Then you can see, we say automatically that the layer will come back. But my own layer show there. Then I will just double tap, hide the logo on top of it. Then I will click on file, open and place. Locate where I have the design be saved. Then I will automatically imported it. After importing it, I will use my hand to hold or grip any of these dot line. Then I will expand it exactly like this. You can see I will expand it, but the expansion must not go beyond the layer. So I will click on the file, then click save with smart object. Remember, the step that you need to understand is this: if you want to extract the way we normally extract our fonts, but notice where you extracted it to. For what? For easy accessibility and easy use, easy accessibility and easy location. That's the essence of that. So after you do that, then you can go, but advisedly, it is far better to download and move it to your drive, because you can easily access it on your drive. So now click on the 3D and waiting for the results. So once you are able to get the process of extraction, then you can follow these steps the way I did. It will work. Don't look at it that at times phone really matter too, but not to that extent. 2 gig RAM phone cannot run it. Why? There are many mockup on this website that is even heavier and take more time to load compared to this wooden markup. And when you look at the size of the markup and what is embedded there, it is not even as heavy as other markup. There are some glass markup, there are some sitting markup that is having the combination of have combination of a lot of content that you need to deal with, but they still load faster on the phone. So one thing is, before you can start out even looking at the phone, whether the phone is this or that, you should first of all look at the steps you are taking. Are you really getting the right or using the right stuff? So when you can get the right stuff, then the rest are so simple. So let's look at the time we spent, going to 3 minutes 32 seconds. So I told you, as I said, within 5 minutes you mock up everything, including the editing. So let's look at the logo to transform. I'm waiting for it. So for the sake of those that don't know how to go about this, then you can see I've been looking. So the result is out. Then let's check the time. This is a 3 minutes 56 seconds. So it means under 4 minutes everything is done. For the editing, let's use the remaining 1 minute. Click on it, click on the intrusion to open the drop down button, hide the first layer, we wait for it to respond. The second layer, you see something like a EFF. Let me show you. EFF. So this one, EFF, you can actually see incoming. So you see this one, EFF. So what you will do is to open it. So we are clicking the down button arrow, then you see the gradient overlay of it. When you tap, it won't respond immediately, but you need to wait. Just tap, leave your hand. Then the first one, turn it on again. Then click the drop down button in front of it. The effect, hide it. So after hiding the effect, then click on the layer to check. Then you can actually see the result is what? The color is retained and everything is actually plumb. So you can see, is this not more presentable? And this is what? Music television, the choice of the viewer. I believe we all learn something. What I deal with those two layers. If I want to further edit, I will just click on the drop down arrow for the third one, I will hide the effect as well. Then let's look at it, so we can automatically see that everything is actually plumb. But instead of hiding all this, I will leave the effect, but the color overlay is what I'm going to deal with. So I've clicked on the effect. Let me go to color overlay and see the magic color overlay. So it still give it the respect, and that is all. This is how you can edit for that, depend on your choice. But if you can look at this, this is absolutely correct. Very, very good. So now click on the file, click on export as PNG, tap on it. It will take a little time to load. Then you look at the screen of your phone. So immediately it's done processing, done changing, converting to PNG. It will bring download on your screen. So let's just be looking. You see save. It's either you see download directly or save before download. You see download. So now everything is plumb. Let's open and see.